And guess what? Just like that, I am on my last piece. So for you guys who have been looking at me before, when I shared my video about the puzzle that I'm building, I am finally finished, and I wanted to just do the last piece together. Look at that. Oh my god. I have the last piece, which happens to be a phoenix as well. So let's just get it in there. Ah, hold on. A few of the other pieces are lifting, but I think I need to rest you down. Hold on. Ah, we're done. So there are 5 things that I learned from doing this puzzle that I actually wanted to share with you. And the first one is, it's actually not about finishing, it's about the journey. I took about 3.5 weeks to do this, and I didn't do it in long spaces. Probably I would spend half an hour at a time sometimes, and it was really nice to just wind down and do this puzzle to build it. And so that's the first thing I realized, right? You know, it's not about rushing, it's not about reaching the end destination. It's actually about enjoying the journey, enjoying every single little piece, finding it. In the last bit on the edges, I made some mistakes and I had to go back through it. So it's not about getting frustrated and trying to finish, but really enjoying every moment. The second thing that I've learned is, when you're stuck and things don't seem to be going your way, it's good to take a step back and to just leave it alone. So when you come back fresh and in a more positive mood, right? The third would be, an outside perspective is always helpful. The last video I did, I could not find, I believe it was 2 or 3 pieces, and guess what? Vishan, my husband, he came and he found it so easily. And when I came back and I looked at the puzzle, it was filled and it was sitting right there. Of course it was, right? Because where would the piece be? So sometimes an outside perspective is really helpful, but you have to be open and willing to receive it. The fourth thing that I learned is, when you sit long enough with a problem, somehow the answer magically appears, right? So with this puzzle, the pieces were a bit challenging, aside from the dark colors. So sometimes I would be looking for a piece and I would be searching every single one, and I just cannot find it. Now I know it's there, but I just cannot find it. And I would allow my mind to start getting frustrated with it. And when I realized and I started to just calm myself and be present, I was able to just, my hand would just reach and find the piece as if it was magic, and it would just fit and it was correct, right? And the experience was similar to, similar and not similar at the same time, right? You know, sometimes when you're driving and if you're on a familiar route, sometimes you reach home and you don't even know how many traffic lights you stopped at, how many cars were in front, as in your mind was on autopilot and it just went. And that's because your mind knows that route. It's familiar with the area, right? You've done it so many times. Compared to if you're driving somewhere new, you have to pay more attention. You're going to be reading street signs, you're going to be looking out to see where the next road is, the curve is, things like that, right? And it's similar here in terms of, when I just allowed my mind to just be quiet, it was able to like form the full picture without me trying so hard, right? And the last one that I wanted to share that I experienced is, when you're finished doing something, always make sure to take a step back and admire what you have just done and enjoy it. Because now that it's over, now that I've done the puzzle and I've done all of the hard pieces and everything, it's a bit sad, right? Because the journey was the excitement. And yes, I feel accomplished, and yes, it's nice, and I'm also excited to put it up on the wall. I don't know how I'm going to do that as yet, but we'll get there. But I am sad because it's all done, and it made me realize that the first point, which is the journey, is actually the biggest key here, right? So that's it for me one more time. Look at this. Isn't it a beauty? All right, guys.